updated deck. I really love this build, and I think it's a good way to start a discussion this morning. I have something to do while people will get some viewers going, and then we can go in the meat and potatoes of the stream with the updated meta for draft and for constructed, and of course drafting a pack, doing some giveaways, doing all sorts of nice stuff this morning. So here, I don't think this is a keepable hand. Now we're in a world where it's a lot better. Even having an Ashwood that is speed, so Lascar Vengeance is very much showing the cards for us this game. This is turn 2. Let's just open the tracker here. We do want to track the turn wins. Let's see, let's just add the new tag here. So this is the 9th October, we're 8. Alright, 8, and yeah, let's just reset this and see what happens. So turn 2 here, we don't have a speed Tusker. It's a bit sad, but you know, can't really complain. We're about to action turn. We're about to do turn 3. Wow, okay. We're about to do turn 3 Gore Feast post combat into 3 Lascar's Vengeance. That should be a win. That should be a win. And Lascar Vengeance for free. Don't even need to do Gore Feast. So we start on turn 3, which is the average for this deck. It's not a great start, but it's a working start for sure. And then against the Ember Spy Witch. Let's see what we get this time. Another Eater is great at the start of the game. Sadly, this hand is unkeepable. Tusker on turn 1 with speed is going to end the game extremely quickly here. No kidding, right? Casual attack for 6 damage on turn 1. Just like that. And we're going to have a Crowd Roar on turn 2. Maybe winning on turn 2 with this one. So here, I think we're going for Voice. It's against Ember Spire Witch with burns. That might be a problem, but at the same time, yeah, we're good. Alright. 3, can we do 3? Yeah, we can just Lascar Vengeance. Win on turn 2 without and that is significant here. We won on turn 2 without the Crowd Roars. These are nice turns that we're getting right there. Nice things going on. And good morning to Edswar and Gerberan. Welcome to the stream. Alright, we only have 1 shard, but we do have Ashwood Soloist on turn 1. So I think we're going to keep this, and maybe this is not a good keep for the deck. We'll see. Do we have a speed 1? No, we don't. If we get a shard next turn, we're going to be in a super great position. Might even go Gore Feast. Alright, so how do we want to do this? We could... I think we Soloist. And then... yeah, and then we attack. He's blocking the Soloist, that's okay. We're going to be at 4. We can go up to 5. Do we Gore Feast now? I feel like We do Crimson Clarity, play the Soloist, Gore Feast, and deck with everything. No blocks. And we get to play Empower Slingshot Sniper on turn 2. And then pass the turn. We nearly had the kill. If we would have Vengeance in hand, this would have been a kill. Alright, voice has been bounced back, but we already have the kill anyway. So, yeah, it turned out to be... oh, you're kidding me? Alright, that worked out because of the Ranger equip, but could have gone a bit wrong. Hey Edwins, how are you doing this morning? Welcome to the stream. We're just wrapping up a quick arena run with the Red Ranger deck, and then we're going to go deep into the meta this morning. We had the Regent Rumble yesterday, which I was part of the casting crew. We had tons of fun. We saw a very, very great diversity of decks, all sorts of nice stuff. This, and I'm not keeping, yeah, this. Do we keep this? We've got Crimson Clarity, we've got a Speed Sniper. Yeah, I think we're going to get this. Warbot is the one champion where if you don't have a crazy starting end, you're going to be in trouble. We've got a Speed Sniper though on turn 2 with the added champion power activation, so that's strong enough. Hopefully we'll stay on the board for more than just one attack, and yeah, doing 12 damage right there, so we might still win on turn 3 here. With Blood Wild dominance, to be honest. Yeah, there's a bunch of Blood Wild configurations, and you know, I wouldn't call it Blood Wild domination. We've seen plenty of Blood Wild decks being, you know, being beaten by other strategies, but yeah, Blood Wild right now, you know, it's just such a high card quality deck. It's really hard to go wrong with that. So many powerful, you know, single card that can wrap up the game on their own. That's just a very, very powerful package. And also today, don't forget guys, this is the White Cup as well. Please check it out if you're interested. The format was factioned deck. You needed to have 20 troops of the same faction. Also, you could not use you know, troops of the other faction. Of course, you were able to play with troops that were that are online. So that's another story. All right, so Crash Ridge Tusker on turn 1. Turn 2, we have Crowd Wars and Voice of the Ashwood. We might get a kill on turn 2. Only one blocker. That could be a kill on turn 2. So we're going to be able to remove the worker bot from blocking. We're going to be able to also play. Are we able to do Gore Feast this turn? Yes, we are. So we're going to do Gore Feast, and then we got the Crowd Wars, so we're pretty much set for the win on turn 2. Gore Feast. And wait, what? Oh, I hate this hotkey bug. I really do. I should stop using my hotkeys when doing PvE. But alright. Gore Feast and hotkeys are not the best of friends. And now we can't remove a blocker. That's a problem. Let's see. We just attack with everything and hope that Soloist will go through. That would be unlikely, yeah. Alright. But key failure. We could have had the win there. Just play the soloist. I'll still record this as a turn 2 kill as it was. But key malfunctions again. Alright, we still have, so we're just pre-combat removing. We can't remove, yeah, we can. Removing the blocker. Attack with these two, and then we can use Crowd Wars. Post-combat. See if we can flip a Gore Feast. We can't. Turned out to be a very big mistake with the hotkey malfunction, but I should know better. I've used Gore Feast since it first came out, and Gore Feast never really interacted well with hotkeys for the most part. Alright, no big deal, but a bit longer than expected. So 3, 2, 3. These were the 5 wins here. This is Sapphire Diamond control, but they didn't do well. Yeah, the big problem with that we saw on stream with the Sapphire Diamond control deck is that they don't have ways to close a game very fast, and we've seen a bunch go to time on stream. It was a bit unfortunate, but that's the nature of these decks. Maybe the you know, the future builds of Diamond Sapphire control will include a bit more punch. I think we could be seeing more of the Soul Marble variant. You know, since they're able to protect the Soul Marble in the first place as well. I could certainly see them running Soul Marble with a Soul Cavalry and wrapping up the game a lot quicker than relying just on the Ascension for the win. Here we got a solid turn 2 here. We got 2 Gore Feast, which I am not going to mess up this time. End phase, continue, and then click. Alright. So we're going to go up to 6 and win the game on turn 2. Pass the turn, alright. But that's the thing with the meta right now, and we're going to go deeper on that in a few minutes, but the good thing about it is that it's so diverse, and it's really rock, paper, scissors. There are definitely decks that wins against the Blood White Kagulichu deck, but they don't necessarily win against the other decks, and that's the same thing around for the control decks and the other decks as well. That's just very healthy meta that we have right now. So this is not an explosive start in the end. We don't have the Gore Feast, we don't have the speed troops, we don't have we're missing a bunch of stuff, but we started with 2 Ethereal Eaters, and we've got a Tusker and a third one, so we should be able to wrap the game fairly quickly. Maybe not turn 2, but this definitely looks like a turn 3 win. We might be able to get the sniper out. Yeah, we're not going to do 6. 4 is okay. I think we're still getting the sniper out at that point. Yeah. And then we go with the Skarn with speed on turn 3. Still very valid turn 2 claw. And it crushes aggro and mid range, loses to control. Yeah, that's how it usually goes. In a healthy meta, that is. Alright, so turn 3 here, nothing fancy in there, but just a good old fashioned get all the Ethereal Leaders in play and just attack for the win. Works every time. It works every time. Okay, now we are going to go first, and we've got turn 2 after combat sniper, speed soloist. I do like the speed soloist here, so it's still a turn 2 sniper most of the time. This leads to turn 3 wins, as we can play turn 3 Gore Feast post combat. And now we have a crowd war, so now we've got everything we need to get this one out of the park. Knock this one out of the park. Playing... do we play crowd wars on turn 2? Or go with the sniper? I guess we go for the possible turn 2 win. A free voice, so we've got a voice, and we've still hit our sniper on turn 2. So we're set for win on turn 3. Reactor bot is not going to matter much, and we're going to be able to do Gore Feast post combat here. Not that it matters that much. We're pretty close to the kill. Didn't even need to use the champion power activation. Good morning, Vital Remains. How are you doing today, sir? Hope you did well in the tournament yesterday. I didn't have the time to keep track of everyone in the score results there, but it was ton of fun. Ton of fun, the Radiant Rumble stream, and I do hope that we get more of these in the future. These are very, very cool. We're going to have at the end of October, going to have the next Cosmic Round Showdown as well. We'll see if I can manage to sneak into the casting crew again. I would love to do that. Oh, double crowd wars. It's going to be insane. We even have an upgraded Voice of the Ashwood here. Alright, it's going to be great. Nice. And you guys, that was my real first foray into shoutcasting. So if you have any constructive comments, it would be most appreciated to receive them. I'm always striving to improve. That's one of the key theme of this stream as well. So any constructive comment to help me improve my game as a shoutcaster would be greatly appreciated. There's already received a bit of feedback, and this was the first time doing a 3-man team with 2 members of the team, of the casting crew, that was their first time shotcasting for the most part. So, you know, wasn't perfect, but I think we did okay. Here, a lot of things are free. Okay, free. This is not free. This is not free. This is free. This is free. And we're not going to win on turn 2, sadly. But we are definitely winning on turn 3. Wow, that's nice. That's a big... that is a big climb here. 400 to 95th. That's great. I'm hovering on around the 100 for constructed, but I really don't play that much. I think last week I played 3 constructed matches, maybe 4 total at best. It's really hurting me, but I'm going to be on vacation for the last week of October and the first week of November, so my goal is to use that time. I know that's the worst possible thing to try and climb on the last few days, but figured I did have to take my vacation at that time, you know, for the kids and the wife's you know, resuming our work after the birth of our second child, so I think it's going to work out well. I'm certainly going to try and be part of the CSS, and if not, I'm certainly going to try and cast it. That's the default right there. Alright, so here we go with turn 2 Crimson Clarity, I guess. Sniper doesn't have speed, so we're definitely going with Ashwood. If it goes true, we're going to have access to 5 resources. 5 resources. Do we Lascar Vengeance now? I think we go up to 6 and put the Sniper on turn 2, empowered, in play, and pass a turn. So, looking very likely for a kill next turn. Good old turn 3. Yeah, we even got a speed Tusker here. That's perfect. And we've got 3 Lascar Vengeance post combat, so I think it's going to work really well for us. Do we get the kill just there? 2 and the Lascar Vengeance. Yeah! Another turn 3 kill. On a boss nonetheless. Up to the last swing. Last tier of the Frustrating Arena. And we're going to do this in a record time where we started like I think 1 minute before 8. We're at 8:22. So on stream, without being optimal on the plays and talking, I can easily wrap up a 30-minute run here. Crowd Wars with 2 in play. Is that too risky? We're going to keep it. I'm going to keep a riskier hand here, but with the Gore Feast and did we get a Speed Tusker? We don't. We don't have a Speed Tusker, but we have ways to remove a blocker. And we've got a 4 attack healer on the board right there, so oh wow, okay, so we've got a Speed Soloist. Do we remove one of the blocker? We're likely to lose the Tusker or the Soloist. I'm going to bet on losing the Soloist here, but if we get 2, we get 1 back. I don't think that works out for us. Let's just attack. See what the AI wants to do. Going to improve the attack on the biggest one so that it wants to block it. The AI tends to want to trade with the 1/1s, yeah. Alright, we do get to play another Tusker though, and we still have the activation on the Crowd War, so this was turn 2. I knew it. This was just a bad keep, but sometime you try it, right? Tusker here. Not going to be able to activate anything else, but still going to pump some damage in. What is War Party Guide's equipment? I didn't even check the War Party Guide's equipment. My foreign 2 set 5 was to try and improve this Mono Ruby Red Ranger deck, and it turned out to be just add a few Vengeance in there. So here this is a bit silly, but we just need a shard. Getting a shard should be good. Oh, when you swing bullet through it can repeat. Wow, okay. That would be good. And here we're very much so stuck on this, so just going to put an X. Was just a bad keep on my part. Still got plenty of health though. Double crowd roars doesn't help us here. We need 3. So we're just going to pass a turn again. Hey, how are you doing today? Gorion Z, welcome to the stream. So, a shard. It's not a shard, but it works. Alright, so removing a blocker. Attacking with a Tusker. And now we can fire one of the crowd wars. We'll use the one that doesn't have the one shot anymore. Is that the one? I think that was this one. Alright. Getting some shards. We wanted to get some shards. Getting a voice. And I believe we do have a free... No, nothing else is free though. That's a problem. Alright, but we're still setting up right there. We still have a crowd roar activation going. And... oh, we don't have it. Do we? Yeah, we still have it. Okay, so... I'm going to remove this one from combat and attack with the 2 troops. It's going to block voice, but that's okay. We're going to have enough to play another crowd wars and hopefully get to a win. Some shards, some much needed. Huh. So we could Gore Feast here, or but I think we're going to Gore Feast next turn. We're just going to play a sniper with a soloist, and Gore Feast next turn should be able to nail this one. Alright, so Gore Feast. Attacking with 2 Rangers. Hopefully this will kill the flyer here. That would be great. We didn't get the flyer though. Although we do get a kill. Alright, so this was just a bad mulligan decision for my part. Turn 3 into 2 Hero of Legion, Wise Magistrate, Crusader, and a Moonrise Elder. That seems awesome. That just seems great. Do you pair it with Ruby as well? Oh no, you cannot get free actions, right? It's only troop. But that's a nice equipment for sure. Alright, we get 2 heaters. Oh, sadly this was not a keep. Again with a 1 shard end on the... Yeah, this is, you know, with the 2 heaters, a speed Ashwood soloist into a Tusker on turn 1. Yeah, I think that's strong enough. That's a lot of pressure here. Attacking for 7 on turn 1. Tusker plus combat, and we might just get a kill on turn 2 here. We can play a Scorn. We can't play a Scorn because we don't have the resources, but we're pretty close to a kill on turn 2. Pretty close. Actually, do we have it? We can go up to 3, or we're 1 short for the Vengeance. We can go up to 3 and we'll take it. Yeah, alright. It's going to be a turn 3, but 3 Art of Embers are pretty good. They are indeed. So just attacking for turn 3 kill. Here we go, turn 3 kill on the Paladin of Nozan. Alright. Pretty close to wrapping things up in under 30 minutes. Maybe 32, 33, but that's okay. When you're really going at it, you can get 20-minute runs with this deck. That is perfectly doable. You need to have, you know, most will modify the game to remove the background. You can just remove a bunch of stuffs that you don't need as well. You know, there's a few tweaks that you can do. Usually Avalanche Giant doesn't tend to block, so I'm feeling pretty safe attacking with the Soloist. And it just ramps up the Lascar Vengeance. Wow, okay, he blocks. Ooh, huh, that was interesting. Usually doesn't block these. No troop on turn 2 though. We're set, but having the sniper on turn 3 here with the 2 Lascar Vengeance should be enough to put pressure on a guy. And on turn 4 we have Skarn, so going to use Champion Power here because I want to use it again on the next turn, since we were sitting at 3 resources. Now he gets wild, so he's going to be playing a bunch of troops. Fireball, burn here was a pain in the ass. I guess we just attack with Skarn and see what happens. Another trade. I'm wondering if they change Avalanche Giant, but because Avalanche Giant usually doesn't block that much. That's really weird. That is weird. This one is going to go turn 5 or 6. This would be turn 5 now. Close to being able to use Lascar Vengeance. Going to go on turn 6. Another Vengeance, alright. We're drawing blanks right now. Turn 7. Yay, a card. We're just going to play it. Booby Trap. This was from the map challenge. Alright, so this is going to hurt a lot. Gore Feast, and here we go. Oh, they all hit the champion. We might just get a kill right there. Yeah, we will most definitely get a kill. Here we go, so turn 8. That's going to hurt the average. The average was below 3 at this point before this game. So yeah, that's a bit sad, but we're going to work with it. It happens, you know. Risky keep. I don't even think it was that risky of a keep. We only had 1 threat though. We're going first. No healers in play. No turn 1 or turn 2 play, so this is not a keep. Speed Soloist, a Skarn, and a Gore Feast. This is a keep. Hopefully we get something nice to go with them. But in the meantime, this is a very aggressive start, and we can post-combat skittering Skarn after turn 2. And if we get nice things, post-combat Gore Feast on turn 3 is possible. Hey Random, how are you doing this morning? Andrian, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. Here we're going to do Skarn post-combat. And we're going to do pre-combat Gore Feast next with the Crimson Clarity. Hopefully there's no blocker. No blocker, that's perfect. Wow, okay. Do we get a kill with a Gore Feast or do we wait? We're going to gain 1 from the Soloist. We can go up to 5. 5, 6, 2. That's not a way. Do we win outright with the Gore Feast if we play it? Yeah, I think we just go with Gore Feast now. And what we do next turn if we don't get the kill, we just play the Speed Sniper for the kill. It should be a kill though. So this is, yeah, it's going to be a kill. Gore Feast on turn 3, still good. Still getting a kill on turn 3, so I'm doing great. We had a ton of fun casting the Radiant Rumble yesterday, and yeah, today we're going to review the Radiant Rumble top 8 meta with the deck list. We're also going to look back on the draft and see if the trends are changing. We're going to draft packs, and then it's going to be it. It's going to be the short stream this morning, since I streamed for nearly 11 hours yesterday with the casting crew, so just want to make sure that I'm not spending my whole weekend streaming. I would love to, but there's a real life obligation in between that would prevent that. So I'm going to keep this one. We've got a Soloist on turn 1, a way to remove a blocker, and a Crimson Clarity to go with it, and we did get the second shard, so we're pretty much set this game attacking for 7 on turn 2, mind you, with the Lasgar Vengeance sticking in our hand. This may be a turn 2 kill. Do we go for the turn 2 kill? That's a good question. Hey Sticky, how are you doing this morning? Alright, so Crimson Clarity into a Speed Sniper wouldn't be bad, and would still be able to play the Crowd Roar, and we're getting the maximum value out of Lasgar's Vengeance, so this is definitely what we're doing right now. Let's see, play the Sniper, then we're going to improve Sniper's attack, and an attack for what would be close to lethal. Is it lethal? 8, 12. This is exactly lethal on turn 2. Perfect. And here it is. So our average for the run is just, without the weird game that we had here, it would have been a did we get any? No, I'm a sucker for dust, but we didn't get any. So 7,300 platinum gold, though. It's a good amount. It's a good amount. It is me, Tony, from work. Hey, Tony! How are you doing, sir? Long time no, didn't see that name. I don't think I get another White Cup today. Yeah, so much is happening. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff happening. That's great. So we've got we're just a few minutes behind schedule, but let's just take a moment here to look at the draft meta, see what changed, if anything changed in the past few days, and take some notes, see what happened, and then we can draft a pack to do the giveaways, and then we can use the remaining time to talk about the Radiant Rumble meta that we saw on stream yesterday. So let's pop up the stream notes here. Let's see. So we want to use X tournaments for that. If you don't know the website, it is an awesome website. Got tons and tons of stuff going on. Analysis on sealed and Evo sealed format will be made available later date. That is made available as server feed. Alright. This is, if you want to understand what's going on in the draft format, you really want to go on that site. Tons of very great information to sort through. And here the first thing that we're going to do is we're keeping track of what the combined information looks like for the draft format. See how it evolves, and see if we want to adapt our strategies with that. So here it should be 10. So last week when we checked it, we were at 1,396 draft total, and now we're at 1,625. So I think we're progressing at mostly at the same pace, right? Around 300 draft per week. That's the speed we're going for right now. 300 per week is what, just do quick math, 300 per week. It's 40 to draft a day. So, and 40 to draft a day is 1.75 draft an hour. That's roughly the pace of at which we're going right now in X. That's a somewhat a slow pace, but there's still evolving gauntlet that just tends to snatch a lot of players. So what we want to do right now is just take note of the top 5 winning archetypes, ignoring the ones that have less than 10% of the field. And tournament just puts the data per 100 drafts, so anything below 11, anything below 10 per 100 draft, we're not going to take notes for. But let's see what's happening here. So Blood Diamond with 78%, 58% is the top here. So we're seeing this week that Blood Diamond continues to be the top one. 47, 58%, 47, 58%. And you know, as time progresses, since these are not weekly information, this is an accumulated data over since the start of the format. You know, the progression will be, there will be less variance in the data as we progress because of the nature of how it is calculated, but it's still something very relevant to track, right? 138, 57.3, so Ruby Diamond, 158, 57.3%. So, you know, you look at these, wow. 138, yeah, that makes more sense. So this number stayed the same, roughly the same. We're seeing an increase in Blood Diamond though, and that's a shift in the meta that you want to be aware of if you're drafting. We see that, you know, Blood Diamond is still gaining in popularity, and its win percentage is still pretty strong. Although it lost a few percentage points here, but it raised in popularity. So the third one would be Blood Ruby, 73 with 55.6. So Blood Ruby, 78. So now that what we see here, 73. Yeah, it's the same popularity. The win percentage slightly going up, so we're seeing that the Blood Ruby here is improving. The Diamond Ruby is going slightly down, but it's still extremely popular. But we're seeing the raise of the Blood Diamond, and we see, yeah, Blood Diamond Ruby here with 10. That's interesting. Blood Diamond Ruby with 10. At 53, that's a new one here that we have, and the last one would be Ruby Wild at 52.9. So Ruby Wild 51, Ruby Wild 51 at 52.5. So mostly the same thing, right? First is the same, second is the same, third is the same. The fourth place, you know, is kind of moving, and the third place is Ruby Wide. So lots of archetypes with above than 50% win ratio. That's really important here. Yeah, I think that, you know, a lot of people used to draft a certain way for the first few weeks of the format, but now that the players are adapting, you cannot just draft the same way. You cannot prioritize the same cards. You know, looking at these results, we still see that Ruby is king. If you have the choice between a good Ruby card and a good anything else, you should be choosing the good Ruby card nonetheless. And Blood right now seems to be on the rise, because it does, you know, Gorn of the Elpits is a very good champion to be the Valor deck, since you just put on an evasive threat and you can raise them. That's the thing, yeah. Rage 1 on an evasive threat will raise most of the Ruby Diamond Valor decks. So this is why we're seeing Blood being picked up higher in the pick order, and also, you know, seeing that the Blood is edging out a bit more percentage in terms of win and popularity here. So if we go with a champion with a match win percentage, I think we're going to see the same: Gorn, Marshall, Ada, Lysander, and Bishop. And is this what we had before? Gorn, Marshall. The first two are the same. So Gorn 108. with 57.9, 108, 57.9%. And this is roughly the same ballpark, but we saw that you know, win percentage going down a bit here. Marshall Josefina with 80, 57.2, 80, 57.2%. This is an increase in popularity. And one thing to note is that if you're going to face Garn of the Elpits, it's very hard to raise, so we're seeing a lot of Diamond Ruby Valor player going with a bit more with Josefina instead of Lysander. And this is what we're seeing here. Let's see, add up the Apparitionist, 10, 56.4. That's a new one, 56.4%. Hey! Alright, and what else? What else? Lysander, of course, 139, 54.1. 139, 54.1%. So Lysander losing a bit on the percentage win here, still increasing a bit in played per 100. That's interesting. Last one, Bishop Elijah, 51.9. That's a bit of an intriguing one. 51.9% with I believe it was 24. All right, so 24. We'll see how it goes. So next thing I wanted to track here was the top pick for the common cards, card draft picks. We're just going to remove the legendaries, the rares, and the uncommons, as they tend to be very bomby and build around cards. We're going to go with a match win. Brute, Firebrand, Transmuter, Fire in the Hole, Ironsmith. Brute, Firebrand. Oh, Firebrand is raising. Okay. So we got Brute here with 60.2%. So we're losing 0.1%. But you see here, you know, that common has 60.2% match win ratio. So Ayatoshi Brute right now in the common slot should be the highest priority card that you pick in draft for Ruby. Firebrand is next, so Firebrand is getting a bit more percentage point this week, 59%. Very, very, very high. It did lose some percentage point here though. Transmuter, 58.6. So we see that all these Ruby cards are losing a bit percentage point, most likely due to Blood Diamond being a bit more popular and winning more. 58% to Fire in the Hole. Here on 4th place. And the last one is Ironsmith with 57.7. Oh, we didn't have Ironsmith here. Ironsmith passed Cremate, 57.7, alright. Wait. 57.7, so we see a small shift here, but nothing crazy. Again, it is expected that the shift would be small though, with the nature of the data, but yeah, I think we're still going with the rule of thumb here in draft that if you're not drafting something related to Ruby, you better be in Blood Diamond. So Diamond is paired with, it pairs very well with Ruby. It pairs very well with Diamond, with Blood as well. So right now it seems that you would prioritize, and Ruby is very deep, so, and it's always overdraft, so it's hard to just go hard on Ruby. But I'd say prioritize Diamond, and if you see good Blood cards, you take them, and if you see good Ruby cards, you take them. I think this is where draft format is settling into right now. Alright, for the constructed format, we're just going to we're not going to review X metadata this week. We're going to do a review of the top 8 decks, and next week we're going to aggregate more data. So that one we will skip for this week. What we'll do though next is we're going to do some giveaways. So we're going to do crack packs, try to identify what would be the first pick now that we have an updated our tracking for the draft meta. See what card we would first pick, and any card I will be opening, any rares or legendary I will be opening, will be used for the giveaway today. So if I open bomb legendary cards, we're going to give them away. The one thing that I do is that usually I bundle them all together if there's low value enough for the pack, but if there's high value card, we can split things up. So without further ado, let's just jump back into the game, and we're going to open some packs, track what we're getting, and do some giveaways with it. To be eligible for the giveaway, you just need to be active in the chat. You can say anything. Of course, flipping some tables is the best way to do it, but now we're not at the part to do. We're not at doing giveaways yet. We need to open some packs. So the first week we did this, I opened 2 legendaries in 5-pack. The second week we did not get any legendaries. Last week in 5 packs we opened 2 legendaries, the same one, Psychic Ascension. So let's see this week if we're going to muster another 2 legendaries 5-pack. Now this week is going to be a rare. Looking at the uncommon first, we see Bloodthorn, Druid, Raker, and Disciple. These are all perfectly playable cards. You know, you're not going to take the Bloodthorn first, not if you have good options in the most playable shards. Raker here is a perfectly fine card. Druid and Litter Disciple is an MVP in all blood decks, all white decks. However, you know, you don't necessarily want to go in wild early. You want to have reasons to go in wild. So if the pack was very poor, I could see taking the Disciple hands down, no problem. But if I look at the uncommon, I would be taking the Raker. Now looking at the commons, we've got Taste for Blood, Firebrand, Ayatochi Brute, Priest, and Gruesome Deed. Now this is very interesting. I think here first pick, I would go with the Brute. We're passing a ton of playable cards, I know, but the Brute is just the highest 1% common in the limited format, and a deck with multiple Brutes is very likely to win. So I would go with the Brute first here. However, we don't know what the rare is. So if it's a Bombi rare, of course, draft pack giveaway. We'll just update the tracker here, and this is pack 1. Going pack 2, pack 3, pack 4, and pack 5. All right, here we go. So it's hard to tell right now, but there's not a lot of, you know, we'll see. If we get a bomb rare, we get a bomb rare, but I think here the pick would be the Brute. It's just a standalone great card. Let's see what we get for the rare. We get a Blackheart Paladin. Okay, so this is a 5/5 for 5. Damage that you reduce by 1. Damage that the opposing champion increased by 1. This is a very, very strong card. 5-cost card. Do we take it over the Brute? You know what? I don't think I'd be taking it over the Brute. This is a nice 5-drop, but the deck that plays Brute usually are ahead enough so that you win by turn 5. Most of the time you would play, you know, Marshal Josephina to remove the blocker. Paladin is a great card, but you playing X on Gameforge. What do you mean Gameforge? X, you can download X from Gameforge since the Gameforge is the client. So, you know, Gameforge is a publisher for the game. So you can go up on Gameforge and download the client and play the game. You can also get the game on Steam and from xtcg.com, which would be the official website. And then I yell that for my guildmate for going dual shard pick one. Well, I don't think, yeah, I think here I would still take the Brute. That means someone on my left is going Blood Diamond, but that also means that they're not likely to go Ruby as well. Because even if you're taking the Diamond Blood card here, the problem is that you're passing 1, 2, 3 playables in Diamond Blood, arguably 4. And Ruby has some nice cards here, but Firebrand is going to be picked, but it, you know, maybe above the rest. But yeah, I'm still think I'm going with the Brute here. We're just going to take null for the Paladin. Black Heart. Whoa. Black Heart Paladin. Alright. Still taking the Paladin, still taking the Brute here, but Paladin certainly is a nice card. So let's see here what we price Black Heart Paladin. What do we have here for price? Yeah, this is a floor price rare, so not adding a ton of value to the price pool here for today, but we'll see what happens next. On to pack 2. And we're right on schedule. Alright, this is a rare. We'll see. So the uncommons here we see Blight Reaper, Terror from Black Bark Bug, Rocket Rider, and Lasgar Bloodsworn again. On the uncommon side, I wouldn't first pick any of these. Certainly not first picking a 3 blood threshold card. Bloodsworn is very, very powerful, but then again, you're locking into Blood Ruby. If the commons are very poor, I could see taking the Bloodsworn and the rare is poor, but I don't think I would, you know, first instinct is not to pick them. Looking at the common here, mentions is Blast, Bring to Justice, and Exploration. So we've got very strong removal, both double threshold. Again, looking at the draft meta right now, I would go with Bring to Justice here, as Diamond pairs very well with Ruby and Blood, which are the two most, you know, winning, more successful archetypes in Limited. So I'd be very, very happy to pick a Bring to Justice first. And we're still passing in Exploration. There's a slight chance that we get Blast back, but that's very unlikely. The rest of the pack is pretty poor. So let's see if our rare is a bomb rare here. Animus of Nozan certainly is a bomb rare though. We're definitely taking this one. Animus is a 4-cost artifact troop. It's a construct, and it is a 4-cost 3/3 with a major socket. And when you play a socketed card, all your socketed troop in all zones get +1/+1. So this is a build around card. It's just a standalone, very great card here, and yeah, I think it's just great. I think we're first picking this card. I'd be sad to pass on Bring to Justice, but this is a very strong card, and it's easy to get a few other socketed troop here. And if there's a reason to go in the socketed troop artifact, this is one. Yeah, Revenant is a strong card here. You never pick Mama Yeti first. You should not be expecting to see Baby Yetis. People have been picking up on these, and if you don't have Baby Yetis, you should not be taking Mama Yeti. That's my humble opinion on pack 1, pick 1. If you're further down the draft though, there might be indication that you need to take it, but for the most part, I would not be picking Mama Yeti first. So price Animus, what do we get? Oh, this is not a floor price rare. This is 100 platinum rare. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. So this one is 31. This one is 100. So we need to pick up some good rares here, or a legendary, to make the price pool go up a bit. But I think here was clear Animus for the pick. So let's see. Pack 1, pick 1. What do we get? We get another rare, and for the uncommons we get another Bloodthorn. That's the third one, right? Dread Factory, Stomper, Gyranote. The uncommons, nothing very exciting. We're certainly not picking Dread Factory. This is way too slow in the format. We see Skittering Dark, Exploration. I think Exploration here, Cracking Glass and Deed are the key cards along with Hauler. Hauler is not a first pick though, and Wrangler is not. Here I think I would go with Exploration. The reason I'm going with Exploration is that it does deal with Twilight Revenant, and we've seen an increase in decks playing them. Gruesome Deed is very good, but you need fodder for it, and we don't know yet if we're going to have fodder for it in our deck. So right now I'd be going for Exploration here, but we'll see. If the rare is good, then we might just take the rare here. Alright, the rare is Well of Ancient. This is a nice rare to add to the pool though. Although you're not first picking these into a draft, right? I still would go with Exploration. If I'm drafting, casually drafting, I'm taking the Well of Ancient. It's worked easily worth a pack. It might even be close to 2 packs. Price Well of Ancient. Let's see. Yeah, this one is it's worth 2 packs basically. So a casual setup where I'd be going for the well. If I'd be doing a competitive event, going for the win on the top 8 for cash prize pool, I would go with Exploration, I think. But certainly a nice rare to add to the pool here. Ancient. This is about 350. So we're close to 500 platinum worth of value now in 3 packs. That's about right. That's about where you want to be with 3 packs. That's what they cost, right? So going on to the next one now. See what we get. Oh, 420. Well, with the Regent Rumble that happened yesterday and the White Cup happening today, I have no problem. I trust that these went up a bit, showing the result, and we'll see that in a few minutes. So, looking at the uncommon here, we've got the Turgist, Treacherous Pass, and the Mice. These are not pickable, first pickable at all. Looking at the commons card, we've got a Transmuter here, a Soldier, but this is an extremely weak pack. I would go with the Transmuter here, and hoping that the rare is good. That's pretty much what we'd be doing. Alright. Paw of Yazukan. So we're definitely first picking Paw of Yazukan here. It's a 4-cost 3/4. I hate to take blood white cards first pick, but this one is good. If you build a Scrounge deck and there's Shoku the Balanist champion that creates a Dreadling for 2 charges, so usually by turn 4 you can be, if you got a dedicated Dreadling that you can be very close to 3, and if you hit 3, then this is just come into play, destroy anything that you want and still have a 4/3 in play. So this is a great 2/1. Since the pack is poor, I would first pick it, but I would not be first picking it over a few of the bomb uncommons of the set though, just because it's it's 2 different threshold, and these are not the best shard combination. But if you're going Blood Wild, I mean, having Paw of Yazukan goes a long way in making the archetype work very well for you. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. So let's see the price on Paw of Yazukan. I'm quick, thanks for the follow, sir, appreciate it. This is a 243, so about 300 platinum card here. Nice. Nice, so the price pool here just jumped by 750. We're close to 800 platinum worth of value in 4 packs, so that's great. I mean, packs are worth what, 170 right now if you buy them from other players. 170, 175. So I paid for the 5 packs 875, I think, and we're very close to 800 something worth value here. So if the last pack has any value, I'll be back, you know, paying back the value of the pack just with the cards that we drew here. Shadow Lord Orsting, thank you so much, sure, appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, everyone who's joining. Welcome to the learning experience. And you're just in time. We're going to do a giveaway in a minute here. So here we have for the uncommons, we have a upgrade technician, rocket rider, Spearcliff captain, and a field medic. Now, obviously, Spearcliff captain here stands out really above the other ones. This is one of the most powerful cards in the diamond decks. Evasive troop, provide evasion to other troops. It's still a 3-3-4-3-ish with the Valor. This is clearly the leader here, and there's not a lot of commons that you would pick up over this Spearcliff captain. I don't think there are actually. So looking at the common here, nothing really exciting on this side of the table. And Duskwing Priest is great, but War Priest is great. And there's a lot of diamond cards, so we might see one on the wheelback, but here it would be clearly Spearcliff captain on the first pick for the first pack. We'll see if we get a bomber here. Eye to Phoenix and Magoo, welcome to the stream. And only 65. Oh, so price is a bit off, right? Yeah. So it's if it's 65, then that's a lot less value here. We're still like around the 500 platinum value for the cards, but that's a bit of a pain. So last rare today, there's a freebooter. Freebooter is great, but you're not first picking a freebooter ever. Like, you would need to have an atrocious pack. I don't think that's even possible, first picking freebooter. Let's see what the rare is. And the rare is a Swamp Water Recluse, so not a great pick here. This is great in the Swamp Water Recluse. This is great if you have a dedicated Dreadling deck, but otherwise this is just a 3-3-4-3 most of the time on turn 4-5. It might be a 4-4 on turn 3. The fact that it has a major gem though is a big deal. Like, this is a perfectly playable card in the wild deck. I don't think you're cutting it from the wild deck, but this is not an exciting card here. I would still pick the Spearcliff captain over the rare. No problem. I think this is another floor price rare, right? Price Recluse. Yeah, I think this is another floor price rare. Yep. Yeah, that's another floor price. So, alright, this is not a lot of value for the giveaway this week, but we've had, you know, this is the 4th one, and if I totalize the value of the 4 giveaways that we did so far, we're pretty far ahead in the value of the packs that we opened, so I'm not too sad about that. So let's do the giveaway now. So we're going to give away 5 rares, a Black Heart Paladin, an Animus of Nulzen, a Well of the Ancient, Power of Yazkan, and a Swamp Water Recluse. So Power of Yazkan and a Well of the Ancient both go into a very competitive deck right now, which is the Underworld branch. If you don't know the deck, you will know about it in a few minutes, because we are going to review the Radiant Rumble top 8 decks in a minute there after the giveaway. So hi there, Yukito, how are you doing this morning? So to be participating in the giveaway, the only thing you need to do is just be active in the chat. The best way to be active in the chat and participate in the giveaway in my stream is to flip some tables. So here we go, guys, flip some tables. Let's get this giveaway going, and then we can review the constructed mana for the Radiant Rumble. That was a blast to shotcast yesterday. Let's see here what we have. Giveaway. Already have 24 participants out of 34 viewers. That's great participation rate here. And yeah, I'm going to give you guys one more minute, and then we can roll the cards giveaway. In the meantime, I'm going to roll some chests. Of course, I'm not giving away anything that I get from the chest. I want to be clear. If I get something nice, I'm keeping it for myself. I want to be active, coach. Stop telling me how to live my life. You aren't my real dad. Ah, that's sad. I know, but you know what? I'm a trained coach, and helping people do what they want is one of my life goals. So do what you want, sir. Runny X or thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome to the learning experience. So here we go. Here we go. So now we're going to do the giveaway. There's 28 participants here for the 5 rares pack that we're going to give away, and the winner is Aladrin. You just won the 5 cards. Congratulations, sir. You are the winner. You just need to provide me with your in-game name and I'll be sending you the cards right away. Excellent. So, do we have in-game name for Aladdin? Alright, we do have. Let's just send you the cards there and then we can go on to the constructed meta review. That's going to be interesting. So Adrian, and then you win. Let's see. We need to get in a Blackheart Paladin, an Animus of Nozan. Let's just go with the Paladin for now. First card here. Blackheart Paladin. Animus, I believe I didn't have any Animus before. Yeah, it's the only one. The collection right there. Hello. Okay, it works. Next one is Well of Ancient. I believe this is the price of the pool here. Of course, they are all used as they should. Pa of Yazukan here. Not going to send you the alternate heart one. Sorry. And a swamp water. I think I got a ton of swamp water recruits somehow. I do have one that is alternate art. So these are the 5 cards here that we opened today. Thanks for watching. And we'll be sending mail here. So you got a prize, sir. Congratulations on the cards. Did we get something back? Sticky added value. Oh, Sticky's just providing some added value for the giveaway here. Before the giveaway. That's okay, we can do another one. Oh, that's 2 Lasgar Vengeance here. I love that. Let's just do another giveaway then. Another giveaway for 2 Lasgar Vengeance. This is a very significant card in Constructed right now. Sticky provided 2 Lasgar's Vengeance. So let's just do that. Let's just do this giveaway. Be active in the chat here, and you have a chance to win 2 Lasgar Vengeance for today's giveaway. Now you send it to the right name. That's okay. So let's just pop the giveaway screen again. We're going to wrap this up fairly quickly. 29 entries for the giveaway. We're going to roll for a 2-pack of Lasgar Vengeance, and the winner will be Magoo88. Magoo88, are you in the chat here? If you are, you just won. You just won 2 Lasgar Vengeance, from Sticky. So congratulations to you. I'm just going to send them right away as well. So Magoo just won the giveaway here, so just take note, Magoo, and we're going to compose here. You win 2 Lasgar Vengeance. Very great card for Constructed right now. Basically any Ruby aggressive / burn decks, besides the util deck, runs between 3 and 4 Lasgar Vengeance in the 75 right now. So very cool card to have here. If the interface here, Lasgar That's a bit weird. Hello. Okay, we're back. Okay, so Lasgar getting the 2-pack. Sticky providing some nice giveaways here. That's perfect. So attach. And thanks for watching. And send mail. Here you go. So here we are with the giveaway. Thanks for Sticky providing added value to the giveaway today. And I'm pretty sure we got close to 1000 platinum in prize pool today with the 2 Lasgar Vengeance. And yeah, this was nice. So next thing in order today was to do the top 8 constructed review for the Radiant Rumble that happened yesterday. So if you don't know about it, the deck lists are available on the HEXmeta website. If you go on HEXmeta, you look for the Radiant Rumble tournament, you will find a list. So here's the link. Just need to remove the added space here and you will be able to get in there and see the deck list. So we see that we have all the deck lists here. We'll be starting with Justice here, who's on stream if I'm not mistaken right now. Congratulations to you, sir. And yeah, we're just going to review the decks and see what changed since the Cosmic Crown Showdown. We remember Cosmic Crown Showdown, we had 2 Kegurichu deck in the top. We had 1 Diamond Sapphire Ardent Crusader deck. And we had a Burn deck, and we had I don't think we had any Winter Moon decks, but this seems to be very on point with what we have from the CCS last time around. So let's see if there is some spice to the build that we have right now. Why do you see names of the players? Can't see them. I don't know. You should be able to see them. Since this is a special event, there's no anonymity to the players in the results there. Yeah, if you look at the, you need to look for the top 8 though. So there's Radiant Rumble and there's Radiant Rumble top 8, because the way the tournament was structured is that it was 10 rounds to gather the top 8 of the player. It was a Swiss tournament. And then with the top 8 after the 10th round, there was a single elimination tournament with the top 8, so 3 more rounds for these players, and then these players batting out. So first deck that we'll be looking into is, of course, the winner deck, Justice playing the Kegurichu Blood Wild, that seems to be the Underworld branch with a few twists in there. So the stats are anonymous for the draft, since they provide all information to the draft, and it's not everyone that wants to have their strategies known, since the only draft format that we have right now is a competitive one. This is why they're adding anonymity to the ladder, well, to the construct, to the draft information. Ladder is the same as well. You know, people are testing their deck for the upcoming tournaments in the ladder sometimes, and they don't want to be able to be scouted. So this is why you want to have anonymity in these results. However, when you're actually doing the special tournaments, it's a one-time event, and when it ends, anonymity doesn't really matter anymore. So this is why you would see the names in the in these special events as well. So I based it on the second build though. I tore up all the reserves. Alright, so let's see here. Looking at the main deck, the shard base is 8 Blood Shard, 9 White Shard, 3 Well of Ancient, 4 Lily Pads. So this is a pretty standard base. You see most of the most of the top players of X right now, they usually don't go higher than 3 wells. The reason for that is that you really don't want to have a starting hand with 2 wells, because this is an unplayable hand. It's an automatic mulligan, so you really don't want to go with 3 or 4 wells unless you're playing a big shard base, and this deck plays what? We've got 16, 17, 24 shards. I don't think in 24 shards you want to go higher than 3 whales. It'd be very surprising to go higher than that, but that's... There's a grid view, let's see. Oh, that's nice, thanks. I think it's the first time I'm going to the grid view now, but that's great. Thanks for the tip. So we see the shard base. This is pretty usual. 3 whales is seems to be the right amount right now. The consensus between the top level player of X at this point. So we see the 4 Braves, 1 Sensei, 1 Exarch, a lot of 4 Explorer. That's spicy. We don't often see that. 1 Fentio, 2 Rearfall. Usually these decks run 3. In the past they ran 3 targeted removal. You know, anything between any proportion between 0 to 3 kills and 0 to 3 rollfall. Now we're seeing only 2. I really love the 1 Fentio, 4 Yearfent, 4 Underworld Crusader. So the 3-drop slot is very packed with a lot of punch. 1 Inquisitor, 2 extensions. So instead of running 3 removal, we see 2 extensions here, and I love this one. Pav Yazkan, 3 Rancor. That's high on the Rancor card. 2 Krakazor, Balthazar, out of the Redwood. That's spicy. Yazukan and 2 Mistress. So this is clearly not the standard build. This is clearly not the standard Underworld branch that we've seen in the past. There's a few Kinks and Twinks here. Fentio as a one-off for the Underworld I like. Seeing that that we're playing a lot of double threshold blood cards early in the game, and we still have the Krakazor and the Art of the Redwood as the top end. Seeing that where usually they would run only 1 Explorer, seeing that we go up to 4 Explorer, I think makes sense with a configuration like that. The one thing that we see here that is not there, that was part of most of the Under One branch list, was Might Singer of Ages. Might Singer of Ages not being there is a big deal. It's a big change, but trading Might Singer for a Fentio, a few more removal, Inquisitor, and Red and Record. This is an interesting list. The 2 Mistress of Bones here, you know, when it's enter play, put target Dwarf, Shinner, and Venom from your crypt into play. So Blood Priest is a Venom. So we've got a few Venoms in the list. We've got a few Shinners, so it usually should be able to get at least 1 troop in when you play it. That's a deck that's heavier on the top end, and that's the thing. When you're facing a meta with a lot of mid-rangey deck, what you want is to be able to win is to go over the top of them, and this list is very similar to the other mid-rangey blood wild deck. However, it does go bigger than them, and I can see here the thought behind it. That's an interesting list. It's very uncommon list, but you know, the one sore point here is that you're running Braves with extinction. That's a bit of a conundrum. However, we know that most of the early troops will get sacrificed to Hierophant most of the time. Crusader, you don't mind dying. You're drawing 2 cards from it. Inquisitors goes back to end. There's a lot of Rancors, so having troops dying is not the end of the world as well. There's a bunch of high attack value troop for the Rancor to be targeted. So and the full set of Explorer and the Kekudiju Champion Power means that Rancor should have targets pretty much every single time. Euro has speed and ramp. Okay, Euro with speed and ramp makes sense since you're going, you know, over the top here, trying to go over the top of the other mid-range deck with these nice cards. And Inquisitor has... Okay, so speed ramp, Hierophant, Inquisitor with sacrifice. I like Inquisitor with sacrifice though. It becomes extremely big, it's really fast. The problem is that, you know, when you're facing diamond players, they're going to exile or transform the Inquisitor, but for the most part in the mirror, this is a very hard to deal with card if it gets any big, right? It has more ways to remove troop than the usual Kagulichu deck as well. I think this is an improvement. The other card that we're not seeing in this list, that we're seeing in other Kagulichu's list, for the more mid-rangey decks, are the Vampire Kings that we're not seeing. So this is, in a sense, you know, this is a Ram deck, right? We've got Cottontail Explorer that helps getting all the shards that you need. Hierophant just ramps. The Brave just ramps. So this is a Ram deck with some extensions and Crypt Shenanigan. And I think this is a nice list here. You sacrifice the Explorer, the Brave, the Sensei, and or you sacrifice Art of the Ratwood and get a bunch of targets. But congrats on winning with this list. This is an interesting list. So I'd be curious to know, since we have you on the chat here, did you build the list with these cards in mind as a way to go over the top of the min-range deck? Or is it more, you know, a compromise that you did because you didn't have the, you know, the cards that have right now a crazy price tag? Because it doesn't mean that the deck is less good, but I'm interested to know more about your deck building decisions on this one. If you don't mind sharing, of course. And the way you beat Angus is with the reserves. When you go in the reserves here, this is not something we reviewed, but we don't see the numbers for the reserves here. That's a pain though. Let's just go in the table. So reserve this 4 Canosaurus, 2 Wind of Change, and 1 more extension, 2 Prowler, 2 Grove Warden, a Yunaz, and an Angus here. So some spice here in the build. Some spice here in the build. Crusader has to be Skyguard and Steadfast. And it is, right? We got Sacrifice on the Inquisitor, we've got Vigil on the Crusader, and Cultivation and Speed, Ferocity on the Runir Hierophant here. So, no, from the reserves, the key thing is no Clockanon as well. Yeah, I think, you know, looking at your reserves, you're most weak against burn decks, but you're very well geared toward, you know, winning the mid-range and the control deck matchup. So, you know, your deck was stacked to win two kind of matchups, and you mostly faced them. So yeah, you won, man. That's great. It takes skill and luck to be able to win these big tournaments, and you got both yesterday, so congratulations there. That's a great list you have there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will start to look at your list and start emulating. I think the idea of going bigger than the other Kagulichu's list is a good one. And I think extension is a nice way to do it. However, I'm wondering if there's a way to not run Howling Braves here. But you know, these turn 2 Crusader or Hierophants are so good. It's hard not to run Brave with the 2 extension, and that's not too bad, 2 extension. But this is a cool list. And you won with it, so congratulations. Certainly a strong contender here. Congratulations. Alright, so this was the first place list. So let's see second place list we see. And this is not something everyone expected in the top 8. A Grandfather Elk list. A mono wide list. So Joel Zimmer's here bringing out the big guns here, and this is a very straightforward list. You see 24 resources, 4 Brave, 4 Chlorophilia, Carnosaurus main deck, Might Singer of Angels, Hierophant, Justicara Rendell, Ratwood Master Moss, 3 Dreamweaver Ancients, 2 Crocosaurs, 3 Balthazar. So there's a lot of punch here. I wanted to play the Vampire Kings. Well, Vampire Kings are just insanely good, and I think if you would find a way to add 1 or 2 in the list, I swear you had 8 cracks. So, and the reserves, we have the quantity now. So reserves, we see 1 more Crocosaurus, 1 more Dreamweaver Ancient, Clockadons, Harvest Moon, Lullabies, Nature's Rain, and Garglet. So this list here is geared toward winning the. It's very aggressive. There's a rem to it, and getting in early with these troops, and then using Grandfather Elk to get Crush and create a very big threat is a big deal. Ratwood Master Moss is it's a pain to deal with. An early Master Moss, like turn 3 Master Moss, for the aggro deck to deal with is a very big pain. It really helped stabilizing against the Blood Wild Kagulichu decks as well. Looking at this list, and there's a lot of life gain and card draw with the Balthazar as well, so very straightforward list. I think we could easily shave out for a few resources for Kismet's Curio. I think it adds a ton of value to these lists that are playing Balthazars in this number, and Justicara Rendell as well. So, but this is a great. This is very, this is very concise, very streamlined list. Nothing fancy there. Doesn't care about Aerofall at all. And we're seeing a deck, running 4 of everything, right? 4 of everything, and not caring about Aerofall at all. So for people that are still in outcry against Aerofall, I think this proves to you that Aerofall is a good card. I don't mean to say that it's not a good card. It's clearly one of the top 3 cards of the set. But it is not an overpowered card. It is not a meta-defining card. It's just a card that people need to be aware of, and that needs to play around the card for the most part. But this is not a meta-defining card. We had quick, efficient removal at 3 in the past, and we still have, and we still need to play around them. This is still a great list here. And the reserves really geared toward beating the aggressive burn decks. There's a few Gargolets for the control matchup. There's 1 Groove Warden for the occasional Blood player playing a lot of constants. But lots of staying power, lots of control, and a great deal of punch. That's just, punching through opponent. This is what... Well, I agree that Curio is not the best. However, you've got Carnosaurus, you've got Braves maybe, and the Balthazars. I mean, 24 wide, I don't think it would hurt the deck too much to play like 22, 23 wide and some Curios to get some percentage. And if Curio is not a right card, there's still Vortex, there's still Shard Call, Star. What's the name of the Star Sphere to look at the next card and see if you can improve your draw. So I think there's ways to improve the list a bit with the short short base here, just to edge out some some things here. Let's see what's in Runir. Runir has Brown, which is +1 attack and Crush, and Conjuration, create a troop. So another Crush troop here. So a bunch of Crush damage, a champion power that pumps a troop, and a lot of above curve stats. That's where you're going here. Very, very simple list, very efficient list, very aggressive list. So was able to go through all the decks so far in the tournament, and yeah, we all the key cards are there. Falcorex is next for the third place here playing a Crusader, Ardent Crusader list that is very close to what Chess Uglan used to top 8 for the CSS with. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of cards changed in the main deck. 3 Agitator, 3 Hero, 4 Bring to Justice, 3 Martyr. I think this was the same split for the removal. I think it's it has to be like 60. It has to be 63, 50, 57, 58. Same cards here in the main deck. Very strong list. We've seen it perform very well. Multiple scenarios. It can really take over the game quickly. It has a lot of staying power, a lot of stats. Main deck seems to be exactly the same as well. What we see in the reserves, the last Adjudicator, Elder of Lost Ages was not there in the first few lists that we've seen. The rest seems to be on point with what we've seen. The 2 Purify, 3 Soothing Breeze, maybe it was 2 Transmograph Fates here, and Clash of Steel. So it's fairly close. Hey Prototype, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. It's fairly close to what we've seen in the CoachFliperon Showdown, and the list still is good. It has good game against control deck, lots of staying power, can steal games with Warrior and Rowan, life gain main deck, and some card draw engine with the War Party Guide. Escort being able to save your cards from removal and such, and lots of void, voiding. There, nothing is going into the crypt, so the removal suit is very well suited to face the Kegulichus deck, and that's really important here. And yeah, that's a great list. I mean, we've seen it perform multiple times in the ladder, in the CCS, and it's still performing here. I don't think that's a coincidence. This is a very strong list playing powerful card with powerful synergies. Low to the curve, lots of redundancy in a card, so, and the reserve is pretty standard as well. So nothing fancy here, but if it works, it works. If it works, don't change it, right? Now the biggest breakout of the tournament, I believe, will be this list here from Chinshire, who was playing Shoku the Botanist as a champion. So this is not something you've seen a lot. Wasn't part of the top 8 for the CCS. We've seen a few in the ladder lately, but nothing really that was taking over anything. But this list here is very interesting, and if you're not aware about Shiner aggressive decks, now you will be. Yes, this is the top 8 here. Yeah, not having the spectator mode yet is a pain, but I think it's a necessary evil. If I can just do a quick tangent here on that one, it's all about what features they want to get out first, right? They already committed, they know that they need the spectator mode. This is something that will be coming. Yes, it is a very important part of the future of X, and it is mandatory for X to thrive. However, looking back at what they released so far in the order that they did, I don't think they would. I don't think that the changing the release that they did in the past would have made a better game right now. Say, delaying any sets for spectator mode, I don't think would have been a great thing to do. Delaying the Adventure Zone one would not have been a great thing to do as well. And then there was the ladder patch. I think getting the ladder patch before getting the spectator mode was a big deal as well. This is something that we really need to make the game thrive. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, the other feature that they released so far were still, of higher priority in my humble opinion. Looking at this deck here for the Shiner aggressive deck, we see an even split of blood and white resources at 7/7. This is 14 against with the 3 wheels. This is, we're seeing this with the greatest deck builders in X right now. They're not willing to go up to the 4th wheel in any of these builds, just because you don't want to have 2 in your starting hand. And running 3 is the best way to make sure that you running 3 copies of the same card means that you want to get a copy in your hand every game, you just don't want to have 2. And this is why you're seeing the 3 split here. Of course, for lily pads with that many Shinner is not even a problem. Looking at the suit here, so we're playing the Crusaders, so we're seeing a few one-offs here and there, but for the most part, 4 runs of the litter, 1 cost, create 2 battle hoppers and put them into play. Blossoming Concubines just increase the number of it's just for 0 cost, 1 shot, create a battle hopper, put it to your hand. 4 Guru of the Wanted Petals. This you can only play if 2 or more troops entered play this turn. So the way the deck works is that on turn 2, you play Runs of the Litter, Blossoming Concubine, one of these cards, and create a Dreadling with the champion power for Shoku the Botanist on 2, and then you have 2 troops entered play on turn 2, and then you can get out the Guru of the Wanted Petal on that turn. Incantation of Savagery is one of the key cards here. Every time a troop enters play under your control, when you have this in play, it gets a counter, and when there's 5, it transforms into a 6/3 with Spell Shield. 2 Withering Touch main deck to remove the mass removal, remove the extensions, remove the targeted removal early in the game. 4 Lakeys to sacrifice a lot of fodders that there are in the deck. Another way to get Guru of the Wanted Petal in online on turn 2 is to get a lily pad, create a bunny, and then create a Drilling with Shoku. So there's a lot of staying power here. The gems in Hierophant are it's mixed, but for the most part, it is the Underworld gem, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the Underworld gem with speed. I believe most of them had speed. And I think there's a split with the Underworld gem with the Recluse here, creating a very big troop with a major gem. What did we see in the Recluse? Recluse had speed, and the Underworld Crusader had steadfast, and there was a mix of gems on the Rune Hierophant. The 2 Underworld Crusaders, 3 Dormant 1. So Dormant 1 every turn gets every time a troop you control dies, it gets a charge, and then for every charge that there are on this card, all your troops get +1 attack. And when there's 5 or more charges, is that 5? Here on the Dormant one is I don't remember. We don't have big tooltips here though. Then there are 3 or more. It becomes the Unbound one, and the Unbound one is a invincible 6/6 flight troop. When it deals damage or receive damage, it transfers back into the Dormant one. It reverts. So just a way to pump all your troops. Dead Sets Rider, one of a few monsoons here. You generate a ton of troops, and when they die, they get back. There's a lot of effects that come around with that. 1 Gemba Prouder main was ready for all the Crusaders here in the meta. 2 Pav Yazukan, since you were generating a ton of troops and it's easy to fill a grip. And 1 Ambusher. So this is a very aggressive list. Deceptively good for a later game plan. And yeah, the Crusaders, the Pa, not a lot of removal, no removal here besides the 2 Pav Yazukan, but very aggressive list that goes wide very, very fast. What we see from the reserve, why don't we see the numbers from the reserves? The reserves here we see 3 Festering Decay, -3, -3. You need to have a troop in your crypt, but then again with this list it's really easy to have troops in your crypt. Harvest Moon for the burn decks, Withering Touch against a control deck. Casualty of War to just remove the dinosaurs, that's the main targets for them, the Crocosaurs, the Carnosaurus, and the Cluckodons. Rotcast, same thing, just very, very good removal for the early troops. Hero Fall, all around catch all, and 2 Jumbo Prowlers for the Kagulichu matchups. So very very, you know, streamlined list, very aggressive list, deceptively have some staying power to it, and don't be surprised if you start seeing a lot of these roaming into the ladder now. And keep in mind that this was the undefeated list, if I'm not mistaken, after 10 rounds, and you know, taking up the 3rd place here. But what place did we get? That list was 4th, but yeah, definitely a cool list. I don't think anyone expected to see a Shinar aggressive list in the top 8, but if that's something that's interesting to you, this is a very cool list to be playing. 9-1, there was no undefeated list. Alright. Alright. Terravan is next. Let's see what Terravan does. It's an Angus, you know, that was to be expected. There were a lot of Angus burn deck and a lot of util, and you know, it's no wonder that we see one in the top 8. 23 ruby shards, you know, Yetis, burns, fireball, bolts, psychotic anarchist, rage fires, tendrils, matriarch of flames, mama Yeti, and 2 vengeance in the main. Reserves, we have vengeance, mindpires. Imp is interesting here. Destroy target opposing artifacts. So not sure what he wanted to kill with the imp in the reserves, but riposte being great. Embershire Witch for the life gain deck, and some balls for the flight vampires. Overall, very strong list. We've seen it tons and tons again in the ladder. Doing great. It's one of the top deck right now in constructed, and it being, you know, getting in here in the top 8 is not a surprise, not at all. I think most top end player expected to see at least one burn or util list in the top 8 at this point. The biggest improvement on the list right now that we see is that the early set 5 list of the burn deck didn't run vengeance. And we're seeing a few vengeance now, you know, popping in the list, and you know, we're seeing so many aggressive mid-range deck in the meta right now that, you know, vengeance is very well positioned here for that. Next list is a spicy one, a Winter Moon deck in the top 8. I'm not sure everyone expected to see a Winter Moon here. We did expect to see a bunch Winter Moon being played, but to see one in the list, you know, top here, this is a very interesting brew here, and I'm really interested in that list. I love the Winter Moon list so far, and you know, seeing one running 4 scouts here, that's a big deal. So looking at a shard bait, nothing fancy. 10 sapphire shards, 8 white shards, 4 shard of instincts. We see the 4 focus, 4 transmogrified main. So lots of respect to the to all the going into the crypt effects here on that effect. 4 scouts to ambush the early attackers, chlorophilia, and as a way to have card advantage. You know, 4 chain scores, 3 ripple, 3 oracle song, 3 counter magic, 1 Renlock, 2 Crocosaurs, 2 Dark Heart of Nozens, 2 Windsinger, 1 Mass Polymorph Dingler, and 1 Ascension. So Mass Polymorph Dingler is usually just a win against most of the mid-range decks. Psychic Ascension is a good win condition against a control deck, and we don't see a lot of respect to the burn decks, main deck. But seeing Archmage Renlock with Psychic Ascension here is particularly interesting. Top 22 Nightwind was 7 Bloodspinner, 5 Kagu, 2 Josephina, 2 Elf, 1 Shoku, 1 Winter Moon, 1 Util, 1 Banks, 1 Angus. Shows a lot more than a top 8 meta for sure. Yeah, true. We did see a lot of blood decks and mono blood decks on the stream. None on the top 8, but you see right now, you know, 7 Bloodspinner in the top 22 is a big deal. It means that nearly half of the, well, a third of the top 22. No, top 22 includes the top 8, right? So It's a third of the top 22 here being Blood Spinner Zorat, so here. It's a weird number, but it's just you know, paints you a better picture, right? We see from the reserves here Harvest Moon Carnosaurus to, you know, fight against the aggressive deck, some Scorn of a Baron and Wind of Change to give a lot of respect to the Blood Spinner Zorat's deck. And you know, another Mass Podium of Dingler yesterday as a way to control the board, some more Time Ripple and Mad Rumble Mincer. So this is a classic. No, this is not a classic. There's a lot of spice in there. You know, Arcane Focus and Change Course being, and Oracle Sun means a lot of draw. Windsinger, you know, helps. If it's thick on the board, it just wins the game on its own. What will be interesting to look at is to see what are the gems in the Dark Heart of Nilzen. We have Vigil, so Skyguard and Steadfast, and we had Sorcery creating a random action and putting it into your hand. So Dark Heart of Nilzen, you know, with some protection is very strong. Windsinger with protection is very strong as well. And you can start a game long enough with this list. I mean, if you hit Mass Podium of Dingler, you're likely winning against this very, very mid-rangey meta that we've seen in this tournament right there. And seeing 3 Harvest Moon, 3 Carnosaurus for the aggressive matchup. And the fact that this list runs Scouts main, I really like. I really like Brown Fox Scout as card, and running, you know, 4 of against the aggressive deck is really great because they will attack, and you will just, this is pretty much a removal, you know, save some damage and remove one of the early threats here. It doesn't quite trade with the Crusaders, but it's still a great card to have a surprise blocker, and yeah, that list I really like. I love, you know, I'm at heart a Wild Sapphire player, I would say, and seeing heavy Sapphire with some amount of Wild here, Crocosaur still being, you know, very great. So here we're hoping to usually play a 5-drop on turn 4. Well, we only have 4 Chlorphilia, so that's not necessarily accurate. What the list is trying to achieve is that, you know, draw some cards, make sure that you hit the 5 resource mark, then play either Crocosaur or Dark Heart of Nilzen, and then shortly after just play Mass Podium of Dingler and go from there. We're seeing a low amount of removal in the top 8, and the one thing that we're not seeing in the top 8, and the one thing that we're not seeing in the top 22 is a banks list, a control list. So, you know, a lot of pro players, a lot of the prominent players in X all were in agreement that these kind of tournaments you don't necessarily want to go with a control deck, even more so in a mid-rangey aggressive format. And I don't think we have the tools for a control deck to win a very, you know, quick games. So there is one bank control. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's not a lot of control to a top 22, and what we've seen on the stream when we were doing the coverage is that most of them were losing on time. I mean, the control list are Diamond Sapphire are clearly able to control a game, no question there. The one thing though is that it tends not to be able to close the game quickly. It's just very atrocious, and this is what you need in these lists. And until they find a way to do that, it's going to be hard for them to go on that road. So if we look at the 7th place MTG Collector here playing a Blood White list, but playing Blood Spinner Zorat here, and this is a list to my own heart here. So going for the grid view, we've got 6 Wild, 7 Blood Shard, 4 Well of Ancient, that's a bit higher on the count here, 4 Primaris, and this is spicy, you don't see that often, and 4 Shard of Ancient, so that's a total of what, we're looking at 12, 13, this is 21, this is 25 shards here with 4 Primal Essences. Looking at the split of the cards here, we see that, you know, 4 Hero Fall, 4 Extinction Suit, 2 Steel Intel main deck, 3 Xental Magus, 4 Inquisition, so the control package here is clearly there, 3 Rodcast, Lots of removal for anything the format can throw at you. 3 Cheese's Might for the grinding matchups, Running Hierophant being a great card here. 1 Balthazar, a bunch of Vampirkins, and 3 Iron Root Fathers. So let's look at the gem here. So that would be interesting. So speed and cultivation on the Hierophant just to ramp up into these big Iron Root Father, with conjuration creating a troop that costs 7 or less, and the blood gem is can't be blocked. So a big evasive threat on the top end, lots of removal, lots of ways to disrupt the hand with the Vampire and the Inquisition, some card draw with the Balthazar and the Mattis, and Primal Essence here is a very interesting card. So we see 4 whale instead of usually 3. We see 4 shards that do not generate any threshold. Now the deck runs a lot of double threshold card. I think this is very ambitious as a list right there. Running the Primal Essences to try and ramp into the Root Father. If I'd have to play with this list, I don't think I would run Primal Essences at all, and just go with thresholded cards. I think I'd just remove a Well of Ancient, and these Primal Essence, if you have a Primal Essence and a Well of Ancient in your starting end, you pretty much have a non-playable starting end. A lot of cards, like nearly all the cards, like Still Intel and Hierophant are the only cards that are not double threshold in this list. So seeing the Primal Essence and the 3 Well here is a... Now I can see playing 4 Wells if you're up to 25 resources. You know, the 4th Well as a 25th resource. But I gotta say the 4 Primal Essences here, I believe is the wrong way to do it. I love the Malice with the Bloodspinner Zorat. This is a very strong control engine to draw a card. Steel Intel main I really love. With that much removal in the deck, it does make sense. Jesus Might to hold the ground and just create some nice incremental card advantage. Xanatos Malice create some nice incremental card advantage, and Unanswered Vampire King creates some an unbeatable board. This is a win condition on its own. A lot of Inquisition, Balthazar to draw some card later in the game, and of course the Root Father. Hierophant here, just with the Bloodspinner Zorat, will go big no matter what. With the Dreadling, that's a lot of staying power, and there's some card draw here with these top end with the 4 cards. We could argue that there's a lot of card draw here, right? So Xanatos Malice generates card draw. Steel Intel is somewhat of a card draw. Jesus Might does create card advantage. Balthazar provides some cards. Root Father is a cycling card that helps you go through your deck. So this is somewhat of a small selection here. Vampire King is just Vampire King, very strong card, and I really love this list. The Steel Intel main also is a big deal against the Prophecy deck. We don't see that many Prophecy. The one thing that we didn't see in the top is Megbumbus. I think that's a very clear indication of where the meta is going. But Megbumbus lists are doing great. I don't know if it's because they ran a bit worse than they expected, but we see here in the reserves 3 Harvest Moon, 4 Clocodons. That's a lot of health generation. I will put this on YouTube, of course. I will upload this. I didn't upload the last one because I had a problem with the recording, but this one is going on YouTube for sure. Recording is still going strong right now, so I do intend to do it. Champazors against the other Bloodspinner Zorats deck. 3 Gemborn Prowler, very important for the Kagulichu matchups. Relentless Corruption against the other control deck, and also against the Prophecy deck. So very, very straightforward reserves, but very keen reserve plan. I love this. I think that from all the cards, from all the deck on the top 8, I think this one I really like. I think that's the one I like the most. But I gotta say, the shard base here seems to be wrong. There's 5 shards here to change easily to improve the list. And only new meta deck to get all of this tourney. Well, this kind of list we didn't see a lot in the past. Right now, I don't know if it was starting to creep up in the ladder, but a control list like that we didn't see a ton. We've seen the Shinshire list. It was not a very big list on the ladder, and it didn't really appear in the last CS that much. You know, of course, the Kagulichu list, Josefina list, Grandfather Elqua, I've seen a bunch in the ladder, but it seemed to be out of effort the last 2 or 3 weeks. But seeing it top 8 is still, you know, going strong. But this was a known list. Kagulichu, Josefina, Botanist, Arsonist. Winter Moon is a spicy one. This is not something we've seen a lot of. The Control Block Spinner Zorat, I don't think we've seen that shell quite a lot. The list for you are talking about now. And the last list we have is another Kagulichu list. I believe this is an Underworld branch as well. 4 Lilipad, 3 Wood of Ancient, Braves. Oh, 3 Life Siphon. This is, yeah, this is another spicy list. Let's look at it. So, oh yeah, this is not the usual Underworld branch at all. There's no Crusader, so this is a very different Kagulichu. So we have 3 very different Blood White lists in the top 8 here. So 4 Explorer, 4 Brave, 3 Life Siphons, Vampire Prince, Dead Set's Rider, Evil Fall, Monsoon, Hierophant, 2 Pav, Yazukan, 1. That is a weird list. I guess. Huh. How does this work? Let's see the gem chose. Cultivation and Speed on the Hierophant. Intimidation and Sacrifice on the Ghast. Sorry. That's a weird list. I gotta say, this is on the top, from the top 8. To me, it seems the weirdest list of all. Extensions and Brave seems to be a bit weird. Ghast without speed. And we've got some ramping with the Hierophant, but not a lot of, like, 1 Yazukan and 1 Gargolet for the ramp. That's a weird list. It seems to be going in multiple different directions. I'm not sure. You know, 2 Vampire Princes and 1 Vampire King. No, I don't agree, Axel. The Sapphire White list that we've seen in the top 8 is significantly different to what we saw before. You know, only 2 Crocozor, you know, splitting the Crocozor with the Dark Heart is something new. Brown Fox card main is not something we've seen a ton of even in the past. Archmage Renlock is a tech that we've not seen a ton. Change Course is a nice new addition. Psychic Ascension here with the Mass Polymorph Dingler. This is I would say this is a pretty new list. This is not something we're seeing. I did not face that list at all in the ladder from you know, since the start of set 5. Maybe it was a popular list and I just didn't play against it. But you know, looking back at the set 4, set 3 meta, I don't think we never quite had a list like that. There would be maybe an argument to go with. No, I don't think so. Change Course is perfect instead of Peak, because you're playing kind of a heavy wild team here, so it does make sense. Does add a lot of staying power, and the results are pretty standard though, with the one Robomancer here against the control deck. But I do feel like this is a legitimate new list. I think that the plan with the Winter Moon list here was to not have Cluckadon, but have the Scout, Brownfoot Scout to be available here along with Counter Magic. Assume all Winter Moon's added Ascension, Change Course. But these are significant, and the Scouts were not part of the previous Winter Moon list. Boris wasn't running Brownsford Scout, was it? I don't remember. I don't think the set 4 Barist list were running Brown Fox Scout at all, and the more controlling decks usually didn't run them. So that's enough change for me to feel that this is a new list. But this Kagulichu list here, I mean, it wants to ramp. There's some ramp, right? The Hierophant ramps, the Braves, the Cottontail here, and the goal is to ramp into a Life Siphon to just you know, seal the game with with a big Life Siphon later down the road. I guess there is a very small amount of there's something to be said about Life Siphon right now. There's a very small amount of interrupts in the meta at this point, and I think that this is a good food for thought here, that Life Siphon, you know, when the format is rampant with Sapphire and lots of interrupts, you really don't want to run it. But if you've got a decent amount of ramp, that might just be something that gets you over the top. And yeah, that's the top 8 meta for you guys. Hope you liked it. The two things that we're now seeing is Prophecy in the top 8. That's one thing that I would have expected to creep out a bit higher than that. And the Diamond Sapphire control deck that we're not seeing. But, you know, Diamond, Blood White here. Blood and White receive so many new great tools here. It's not, you know, it's no wonder that we see these lists creeping up. And, you know, and the fact that we have 3 very different Blood White decks in the top 8, and even 4, right? Zomros, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. That's just a testament to the healthiness of the meta. Some burn deck, and I'm very glad to see a Winter Moon deck up there. Lots of aggression, right? 3 very aggressive build, even 4 aggressive build, 1 dedicated control build, and 2 more or less mid-rangey build. So we've got mid-range aggro, we've got straight up aggro. So 2 very aggressive deck, 2 aggressive mid-rangey deck. We've got, well, I guess Kagulichu is just, yeah, it's more mid-range, that card quality kind of deck. And we've got Zephyrin here that's somewhat along these lines. MTG Collector with a control deck. So we see a control deck coming in, and the one that I really like, and I think the one that I want to be playing in the ladder, and the upcoming weeks of the ladder, I really love this list. I think I'm going to give it a try. I just love the Malice interaction with Bloodspinner Zorat. Steel Intel is a card I just want to play more. I just love it. And the fact that we can play Steel Intel and Relentless Corruption in the same deck just makes my heart happy. Arborn Rootfather is a great card that we don't see a ton right now, but it's still a very fantastic card to have. And the ramping Hierophants here, I do think that we're going to see a lot more of them. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to wrap up the stream here. We're not going to play anything on the stream today. I'm going to get a recording on YouTube, but for the rest, it was CoachFliperon hanging off. Have a great day guys. We've got the Y Cup here, don't forget about it today and tomorrow. Great event, great prize pool, no entry fee. Just hop in there and try to get some wins and gather some packs. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Twitch here, and you can also find me on YouTube. When the recording works, I'm always uploading my stream, so you will get this meta review on YouTube in the next 2 days if things go well. So take care guys, have a nice weekend, bye.